Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming and we're back in a Watch of Realms, and I thought I'd run through the storyline here. There's a couple of things we want to get straight to start with. When you first jump in, the first thing you want to do is open up this. This is the map, tells you everything about it. Tells you where you are, tells you where the elite bosses, Goblin King, monsters, elite, all that sort of stuff, and importantly the treasure. So the first thing we want to do when we've got our map open is run around and collect all the treasure. Got a Lotus aspect, activate that, thanks very much. That's it, done. We don't have to fight these in any set order. All we're doing is running around and collecting the treasure. Back on the map. There I am, come down, there should be some more. Two more below me. Cool, Goblin King, we can do these, can't we? And get some diamonds and some extra stuff like that, absolutely fantastic. The bits we can do at the start are these three bottom ones. We can't do anything past this bridge because the bridge doesn't get done until you've done the elite mob. So now we can do those three and we'll collect treasure and rewards as we go. Now, these are golden elixirs for the Lotus Blossom. You have to do the ones at the top in order for the next one to come up. But once you've got the one at the top, you can do this one or you can do this one. It makes no odds, it really doesn't. So you can now do this one, and then when this one's done, you'd have all three of these available if you wanted. So you can do them as long as you do the top ones in order. You can do the rest in any order you actually like. Look at the monster manual, defense, magic resistance, defense, magic resistance, about the same. Okay, so probably better off doing magic damage. There we are, 2 places to block. You at the front, you at the front, get some healers in. Don't bring any healers. Oh, we did bring one. What a fantastic choice. You're probably great because you are designed for this. Oh, that's interesting. He's just going to put his guards down anywhere then. It does actually stop us putting extra people down. But there you go. Might want to give that some consideration first next time round. Ah, whoops. Oh well. First one done. Now let's move me out of the way. What are you doing? Muzzle releases energy towards the last deployed hero in range, which then continuously bounces between nearby heroes. Okay. Lightwave deals extra damage to Sage's clones. Okay. Rendering them ineffective. Right. Shrouded in the mist and cannot be targeted or attacked. We'll just steer clear of you then, yeah? Is that right? As I see, you're not going to do anything. Is that right? Is that the way I read this? Oh, there's space down the bottom as well. Right. Might need some healing. I think these lower levels just going to overpower this somewhat. So on this fight here, you need a couple of tanks, you need some ranged fighters I find work well, and then we've got a couple of lords. One of them's a healer, so that works out well for us, and that's about it. We can only place 6 people down and we've got our assist anyway. So Wrath's not going down, he's just there to boost the other 2, that's about it. We could chuck in some others if you want, and there are some probably better champions you can put down, but this is essentially the team we're going for. Now we're placing Sun Wukong down here. He can jump in and block this out for us, and then we've got Arrogance behind him because he's got a nice long range and he's going to do some damage in there as well. And then we've got our healer to keep him alive, and that's essentially our sort of team as we're going. Now we're just waiting on. There he is. There's our DPS, our AoE DPS. They take more magic damage. So when we have a look at this, the monster manual, magic resistance is lower than defense. Defense, magic resistance is lower, and this is even. So we're pushing towards the more magic damage sort of it anyway. So, and then on the other side at the top, we want one tank, and then when we get enough, we'll put down a ranged fighter behind. There we go. There's a ranged fighter going up behind, and that will take care of that. So this is it really. This is essentially the fight. All done and dusted. We've got everyone down. Everything's fine, but pick your best range sort of fighters and 2 tanks. One, you know, if your tank's self-healing, then that's absolutely brilliant for you. Because Zilla2, the only thing we've got to do up here is we're going to have to kill. We've got 4 of the mobs coming through. Okay, so make sure that you've got an amulet for your tank to sort of block 4. You know, if not, your fighter's going to have to do some of the blocking as well. And then this is it. Quite done and dusted for you, nice and easy. I mean, if you really wanted to, I suppose now you could start removing these, and if you've got others, you can place them down as well. So there's some wriggle room there. Check our map. So we've got to go over and do the elite now. I'm trying to get these done in order. We're just buffing ourselves realistically as we go, so always nice to do that. So let's jump into the next fight then, shall we? So what have we got here? So I've just taken, I've got a healer, I've got some DPS, and then I've just got some ranged fighters, really, that's about it. Healer, tanks, and then just ranged DPS. That's all I've gone for. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to chuck them down. That's realistically it. I think you can, there's probably better ways to do this, but Great song for your funeral, that's nice. There's the boss there. He's got some abilities. He's going to reduce rage, that sort of thing. We don't have to worry about this bloke as long as we stay out of his range. That's fine. And then just start chucking down my heat tanks, and then some healers, and then ranged fighters. You can only put down another 2. There we go. Whereabouts are we now? I think I can put you there, can't I, without you getting attacked? There we go. Celestial March. I can't even remember what his abilities do now, to be honest. It's not a great issue. Celestial March, grants one page. Everyone has an increased attack, but they take more damage as well. So that's fine. We're happy for them to take more damage. And then we've got someone coming around the other side as well. It's no great biggie. We can put a sort of a tanky fighter up the other side as well, and that's it. And that's it. And then if someone dies, they die. We've got plenty of other extra tanks and extra fighters to put down and that sort of thing. So there we go. I mean, it's not the most complicated of fights. There we go, there's the boss. Boss now does his ability where he's going to reduce everyone's rage. You can see down there everyone's rage is dropping, but no great biggie because we've got enough people in the way. And if anyone does die, we've got enough people to put down and get more people in the way. So, and if need be, we've got a Volker we can put down if we required the extra healing, but it's not a great deal to it. There we go, there's the boss going now. He's had enough. He's getting scared, running away. That's all fine. And then a lot of this work here is done by Sun Wukong. So, and he's the free one that everyone gets anyway. We don't put gear on him. You're being given him, and it's designed for him anyway. So we just chuck him down and hope for the best. There we go. There's that one done. Then he opens up the bridge, and now it's back to the same format as we did to do the first one. First one you go around is you say thanks very much for that. And okay, so now we can go across here, so we can get to this one. We can probably get to all 3 of these. So we're going to run around and collect the treasure again. Let's get that done to start with. There we are. We'll come back to this one and we'll do the mob, and then we've got the elite to do. Right. We've also got more of our Lotus things. So, right, let's get them. So, the Lotus ones, we can reset these if we want, so we'll have a quick reset. So, we'll do the first one, you've got to do that. And then, I've got no idea what they do. Haven't looked at them. I'm just going to work my way across the top to start with. And I guess you can decide what you want to do. So, this one over here, all here is 10% more damage. That seems nice. Here is 5% more damage, that seems worse. Increases crit damage by 30 for all heroes. Okay. Let's just have an extra 10% damage. There we go. So this time round we can put some more people. So we're going to stick with our favourite team. We're going to stick with our Sun Wukong that we get given. He's our free assist. We're going to put an Arrogance up behind him. We're going to stick a Greed down there as well. We're going to give them a healer. There's a group of 4. Then we're going to play around with our next one. So we're going to have to have sort of a healery tank go in there. And then we're going to have either some magic damage or an archer. I don't know which way round we're going to play with that. And then we're going to need another healer. So we'll... What healer do we want? We'll go for you as well. So we'll try this and see how it goes. We'll see how this pans out. Again, this isn't an elite phase, this is just a normal phase. So this is the sort of rough thing we want to come up with. So we're going to put our Sun Wukong down there. Where's our Arrogance? Our Arrogance goes up behind. Then we've got our healer. And then when we've got enough coins, we'll stick down our Greed to do some AoE in up here behind us as well. And that's roughly how that one's going to go at the top there. So there we go, everyone's out of range, there we are. And then we can trigger Sun Wukong off, there we are, lots of DPS, thanks very much, that's that done. Right, the next one down here, we see he's covering up a lot of the place. So we've got sort of only got a couple of squares we can really play around with. So we'll get sort of a tank down there and let's try lucky old Sight. Right, let's see, I mean, he's gotta be good. There we go, he's got him down. Next one. Oh, okay. So we've got some time. We can actually remove people here and put some more down here if we want. So we've got enough time here. We can remove an Arrogance. We've got a spare Alistair to put down. There we are. The next one's coming round now. So I could remove Greed if I wanted to. And we don't want to put anyone up there. But if we had another platform-based unit, we could put them in as well. So I mean, there we go. Just careful where you put these people, what you put them down on, that sort of stuff, and it's all good. It'll all come to us. It's all fine. There we go. Another one out of the way. Quick look at our map. Where are we now? We'll do this one. Got to do you before we can get our bridge built. Right. So we're round to the next elite fight, and then if we're going to engage this in battle, and it's going to be quite hard. So we've got a healer. What do we need after that? We've got some tanky fighters I've chucked in. I've chucked in some tanks. Range DPS again. Just, yeah, that sort of stuff really. Because what we're going to do is mostly going to be using our special assist, Sun Wukong. We're going to use him to the max. That's pretty much it done really. And we've got this boss. And the boss has got a lot of abilities. And we're not going to worry about them too much. We're not. I'll explain as the fight goes along, but realistically, the boss does a lot of stuff. And it's a lot to get through, and you don't really need to, okay? So the first thing the boss is going to do is walk along. Now, he attacks everything in front of him. So what we're going to do is we get our tank, and we place our tank down here. Get him done, and then he's going to attack everything in front of him. So what we do is we don't put stuff in front of him, really. That's about it. Our tank might need a bit of healing, so we'll put a healer down here. See, there's some range difference here. So the boss will attack everything parallel to him and sort of in front in this area here. So just don't put stuff there. Then after that, we're going to put down a sort of tanky fighter, Sun Wukong behind him, and then I've got a Zillitude, you could use an Arrogance. Anyone who sort of does off the side there, or you could put another DPS down here, range 1, to attack the boss. Don't attack the boss too quickly, you're just sort of tickling the boss down. You don't want to do too much damage to the boss too quickly, because he goes into an unyielding state, and we want that to come on our terms, not the boss's terms. Okay, so nice, slow and steady is the order of the day. So there we go. Let's trigger our Zillitude there. We'll slowly start getting this down. And yeah, then that's it. And this is realistically the fight. Nice, slow and steady. That's the way we do it. We can trigger off Sun Wukong here. There we go. Nearly done. And we're doing now 7 of 9. And we've got 8 of 9 down. There we go. 8 of 9 down. Now what we can do is we can get rid of all these. Get rid of you. Rid of you. And then we can get rid of Wrath. There we are. And now we'll just sort of concentrate on this bit up here. The boss is at 50%. When he gets down to 0, he's then going to despawn all the enemies. Now you let him despawn. If you despawn one of the enemies, then they go on to their 60-second recall timer thing. So redeployment thing. So, and you don't want that to happen. Sorry, let's trigger off an ultimate. It was a beer all night. So that's what we're doing. We're just tickling the boss down, letting him go. Let the boss down, tickle, 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 and then later on, when he gets down to 0, he'll do his unyielding thing, and it's all great, all brilliant. And then he's going to do the rest of his walk, and he's got a lot of abilities and stuff like that. I mean, it's quite a lot of abilities he does. We don't have to worry about them too much, because if you want to avoid anyone hitting you, and this is the same in real life as it is here, and what you should do is just not be there, and that's essentially the plan, what we're going to use. So there he goes, you see he's unyielding, he's going to go back up to 50% health, we're going to toddle off. At no point during this do you have to 3-star it. Very worthwhile knowing. So we're allowed 2 to get past, and there he goes. That's the boss dealt with. It is right off. Right, here we go. We'll put Arrogance down, and then Abomination down, and then we'll put a Healer down there, and then we'll put our Sun Wukong back down, and then yeah, you can go down, and we'll put you down, and you can go there. Put one more to go in. I can put you down there as well, and that's about it really. Yeah. Now we just play along with the fight really. Sun Wukong kills a lot of stuff for us. We trigger off some other ultimates if we like. But realistically, these will come round, and our special assist will go and kill them all for us. There we go. If you've got rage regen, that's probably quite handy for him. You can probably motor this along quite nicely, but that's realistically the fight. Sort of a tanky fighter, or maybe even a tank if you really wanted to. A healer, maybe a bit of rage regen, and oops, and then Sun Wukong. Really, you can chuck some other stuff in here, really, but sort of you're in the wrong place now. You're not touching anyone, so yeah, that's it. Slow and steady fight. I think it's looks to be more complicated than it really is. We still clear it. We still go on to collect all the rewards, which is nice, which is what we essentially want. So there it is. That's that fight done. The boss is really easy. You just don't care about him. Here he is as the boss dead. There he still builds the bridge for us. Nothing changes. We collect some loot. That's nice, and then we walk off. We'll do that first. We'll do some of these. We've got some more of these, and we've got 3 more of these. Right, next battle then. What do we need? Right, let's get going. I'm going to take a Constance, really like her, so I need a solid tank, so she's going to do. I'm going to take a healer, and then single target DPS for them as well. In fact, I can probably take Alistair, because that fits in quite well up there. Then next bit, so I'm going to use Sun Wukong. I'm going to use a sort of tanky fighter. I'm going to use some DPS. I'm going to need a healer. Healer group up there. So let's use a hollow, see if we can trigger you around a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the 7 we're going to use. Yeah. After that, it's just how do you want to boost your team up? So I think we'll give our BPS a bit extra there, and that's essentially it. I think that's the team made up. So we'll give it a whirl and see how that pans out for us. I mean, you can boost your team up and you might want to put a couple of extra people in, that sort of thing, but I think realistically that's all I need. So the issue we've got here, to first and foremost, is this one down here. This is the first. So we've got two issues. We've got this one down here, we've got this lane up here, and these are the two that we want to sort out. So this bottom lane here, so we've got our two teams. This is where we're going to have to put our tank. Now we're going to put our tank in the centre, and then we're going to space people out so they're not beside you. So if you're beside them, then you're going to start taking this balance damage. If you're not beside them, we're not going to take any. So let's get that set up to start with. So we put our Constance down. Our Constance is going to take damage, and then give Constance a healer over here. You're not going to take any damage. And then I'm going to do some magic damage to you. That's that sort of side taken care of, realistically. Now I've just got to wait and sort out this side. Hopefully we'll get enough DPS down for it. So there's our sort of tank. The trigger of Constance. Maybe I'm going to need some more tanks or healers up. You can take a few hits. Get up to healer time up here, then that would be handy. Again, if you're struggling up the top area here, then you don't need to put anyone down. There's no requirement to catch that first one. That first one could just walk straight on past and you can save yourself some coins, the hassle of doing them, yeah, without any real issues. So there's only 7 to do. We've done the first 2 and you could let one of them past anyway. There's the next one down. Constance, that's going to help, and then we can trigger. Let's do it as well. There we go, and you're coming down and we can trigger off Sun Wukong. You're going to do loads of damage for us. There we go. While he's building up, we can trigger off Hollow as well, so we can get him round again a bit quicker. And that looks to be it. 3 down, wait for you to take your fatal damage. There's 4 down, you're coming down. Silas is going to attack you. Boom, boom, boom. We can trigger off his ultimate. There's 5 of the 7 gone. We do only need 1 more out of these, and that'd be it. Or we could have let one go to start with. So yeah, nice easy little level, really. Don't have to overly worry about it or overly stress about it. Comes nearly up, there we go. Boom. Constance. Buff on Alistair, there we go. We are all good, yeah. Easy little level that, and you don't need to do that first. That first mob could walk straight on past, no issues whatsoever. And you'd still have it done. Remember, there's no requirement to restart this. Very important bit to remember that. It's just a victory. Then there's the last pedestal. We're going to do the boss, but before we do the boss, we'll click some loot. Let's get our loot. There we are. We're just on our way to the boss. Right. That's it. All nice and easy. Slow and steady is definitely the way ahead for this. Right, so we've had a bit of an issue. We've killed the boss by mistake. We didn't mean to, but it was going so well. We've ended up killing him. So that was a bit of a blow. Now, the important thing to do when you're doing the boss, and we do it on the challenge mode, so it's sort of about the same. If we have a look here, it would be somewhat a little bit different because we won't get everything that we want. So the boss's ability here deals damage 1 time to all enemies on the battlefield with extra damage to Sage's clones. Okay, and then extra damage to the clones, and then extra damage to the clones. And then On the one on the storyline, it says try and use this to your advantage. So that's essentially what we do. So when we go in to do the fight, we have a look at our orbs here. So I haven't used the last 3 you get for the boss fight. So we've used all the ones at the top as normal. And then here we've healed ourselves because it does damage to everyone on the battlefield. So we're going to heal ourselves a bit there, and I'm going to use a Volker as well. And then here, when the clone dies, it heals adjacent allies for 40% of their max HP, so that's a nice tick in the box. This one here, when the clone dies, inflicts vulnerability, physical damage on adjacent enemies. So we need a space at the top, so one of them can be adjacent to the boss. And then this one over here, all units deal 25% more damage to targets inflicted with vulnerability. So we're going to be inflicting vulnerability onto the boss, so therefore we're going to do more damage to him. That's what we've done. Now I'll show you the team layout. You can do slightly better than this because you've got more options realistically. So this is the team that I took, and of it I used healer. I've used Eloin. I think any good healer would do. I used a Volker for more healing for myself, that sort of thing. And then I've pinged my single target damage dealers. Now, unfortunately, my Sun Wukong is here. He's 1 of 50, and we've just slapped some gear on him that it recommended. We haven't got an artifact or done any of his skills, anything like that. He's not there to do damage. He's just there to show where he was placed during the fight. So when we fought the boss, we had our assist here. We took that. Also, I took an archer lead as well, or a piercer lead lord, so I could get in there. I took the epic because it's all I've got. So I took the epic piercer lord to actually get in there as well. And then placement wise, this is how I placed everyone down, and you can see. So this is how it goes for me. So the boss does his guitar thing, absolutely brilliant. Guitar is it? And then you went at the front, at the back, front, and then we just sort of placed our archers round, and then there's Volker there, and then I placed Sun Wukong here, and then healer there. So we can get a clone in the middle there along with anything else, just to make sure that we're healing up. So there's a possibility for the clone to go there. There's one there. So when that clone dies, everyone gets a heal. So, and that's realistically what we went for. Now on the boss fight, you've got to go careful. At the 4.5 minute mark it is, I think he goes into Psalm of Salvation, and he gains a shield, and you've got to break the shield. I don't know whether it's the same in this mode actually. Let's have a countdown and a little bit of a look. Then also, because you've left that gap in the center, you can't put that there. Yeah, so roughly at the same mark. And then we just triggered off some ultimates that we had loafing around to break the shield. When it's broken, he goes into a weakened state. Now it's somewhat different on the actual storyline. It's a little bit harder to break through, but that was realistically what we done and how we built the team up, and just really how it worked. That was really it. It wasn't that bad. I took the best single targets I could have. He does sort of 3 of these celestial requiems before he does his shield, and then the Sun Wukong they gave you is a lot stronger than my one, because my one hasn't had any gear on or anything like that. You can put yourself down in the center there, or you can allow one of those to go in there, and it wasn't an easy fight, but it wasn't the hardest thing in the game either. But hopefully that will give you some way on how to do it. That is the team composition I went for, and the sort of placement I used, and the buffs I gave myself to actually go forward with it as well. I probably do quite well if you use like your Ingrids and your Popes and your Vlads, that sort of stuff. So there's a lot more damage you can bring to yourself for that. And also, if you've got your Sun Wukong actually usable, then he's probably quite good as well. So there we go. That's how I used it. I'm sorry that I killed the boss by mistake. That was a bit of a blow, and it doesn't let you go back and redo it. So that was a bit of a shame. But the setup for the the flowers and that sort of stuff, that's all done. So we haven't changed any of that. So we kept the 3 that you get from the boss afterwards. So you've got 11 to use. That's the placement for the 11 that I used when I was doing this. Okay, so sorry about the last bit of the storyline. I didn't mean to kill him. It was just all going so well. I hope it goes well for you as well. Okay, right, so that's me done. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again soon. Cheers. Bye.